half empty. One day she'll come along. Yeah, I gotta switch again. Okay, whoop, almost dropped the camera. See, right along in here, there's a, I wanted to point out, it's hard to see it. There's a thing back there on the tree of fir. I don't know how in the world it got there, because it's up about 5.5, 6 foot off the ground. Let's see if I can get back to it. Shoot, it's kind of hard to see. Oh, there you go, right there. It's a piece of white fir, and I know deer will come back and rub their antlers on the trees and stuff like that, but I've never seen anything like that. One of those weird things. Oh, another thing. Yesterday I was out for a walk, and I decided to go exploring a little bit off the path. The path less traveled, because I saw some cool animal paths, and I just kind of sort of happened to get lost. I seriously thought about recording a mini episode yesterday, but I didn't, because I'd made note of it and brought to mind now, because right over here, this is where I actually found the path again. But anyways, I know I'm kind of going off track, but it was a serious adventure, a mini adventure for the day. Because yesterday it was raining like, well, it rained like crazy. The night before, and it was kind of drizzling, light rain off and on all day. And so I just felt like going for a walk, went out there, and I didn't have my phone. I didn't have had my knife on me. Always have some form of protection. But I'm looking at a spider on the ground there. But I didn't have a compass or anything, which I should have. And the thing is, the sky was so overcast, and with the rain and everything, I couldn't tell which way it was north, south, east, or west. And so I knew that if I kind of went in this one general direction, I would find the path again. And indeed, that's what I did. But I kept going and going and didn't find it for a while, and I started to get a little freaked out. And I, realized, well, don't panic. It couldn't be too far off. And so I started going in kind of a zigzag, because at first I thought, well, maybe I missed it. Maybe I kind of got turned around. And so then I thought, no, I better not do that. I'll just keep going in that general direction, and sure enough, got back to the path there. I'll switch again. But it's I don't know, I guess it could be an analogy for many things in life. You venture off to explore and see what all's around you, and if you're not careful, you can get lost. So you got to find your way back. Doesn't have a whole lot to do with Christmas, but anyways, I'm just walking down the path here and enjoying it, because I know, again, I promised you guys a video, and something's better than nothing, and I didn't want to disappoint, because again, I thought about it after Brent chimed in, and he was wishing everybody Merry Christmas. I was like, you know what, I've got to do something here. So let's turn around and start heading back, so I don't want to get too far out, at least not for now, because I'm actually recording this late in the day, and as you can tell, I don't have show notes. This is a very special Christmas episode. No show notes, but um, just kind of going off the cuff here, and trying to think. Well, I guess I could tell you guys a couple of stories from years past. Um, yeah, when I was a kid, we lived in Massachusetts, and when snow hit the ground, we grabbed our sleds and we were out the door. And it was a fairly small town, um, not well, town slash small city, I guess, technically. But yeah, we were very it was a humble childhood from a financial standpoint, we'll say. Man, I gotta switch again. I'm gonna have to get some kind of a thing to hold the camera. Anyways, yeah, we would, talking about snow, because there's no snow right now. There's no chance of it out here today. Hopefully, well, maybe where you're at, maybe we'll get some snow. I know you guys are in different parts of the U.S. At least I don't know about the world, but U.S. Was it Chicago, Nevada, Texas, Michigan. Let's see. I want to say there's like a South Carolina and maybe one or two others, but yeah. Maybe somebody listening or watching this now will have a nice cherry white Christmas with a little bit of snow on the ground. But yeah, we were kids. We would have to dry our mitts and gloves and maybe even some socks and boots in the oven. Like my mom would cut it on super low, and then I think she would probably cut it off, and that's how we would dry our stuff, because we didn't have a washer or dryer, and we lived in an apartment, and very humble there. But Christmas wise, it was always a really good time of year, especially when you're a kid. The magic of enjoying the season, and you could always, it's like that movie, The Christmas Story. I always kind of liken it to that, because that was kind of how I saw my childhood in a way, because didn't have a whole lot. It was good, really good time, growing up, because as a kid you don't need a whole lot, and as long as you've got people that love you, and you love them, and you got a roof over your head, you're good to go. And I don't know, this one time, well, I can say there's one year I was a spoiled brat, and I can distinctly remember about this one present. My mom had gotten me this kit. It was like a leather making kit, and man, I gotta switch hands again. I apologize for that. She got me this little leather making kit, and the thing is we only had a certain amount to, well, there was no magic of Santa Claus, and we got a certain amount to decide what Christmas gifts we wanted. And I'd gotten this little leather making kit, and I got so upset, and looking back, it was just it was a really good gift, and here it was in that time of the year, and kind of ruined it, but for the moment. But it is what it is. Over the years, and there have been, of course, good Christmases and not so good ones. But every year, it's a good time of year. It's really a a good time of year to especially be with friends and family. Again, I apologize if I'm kind of rambling on